Hey, welcome to the spiciest corner of the internet, C News. Fire if you like your news served with a side of sass, a sprinkle of drama, and a whole lot of truth bombs, then you're in the right place. We're here to spill the tea on everything that matters, and some things that totally don't, but are way more fun. Collision, sir. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button like it's your ex's number. Drop a comment with your hot take, we know you have one, and share the madness with your friends. Because let's face it, they'll thank you for it later. Eyes don't miss a beat. Join the C News fam now and let's turn up the heat. Fire #subscribino #spicenews. It all started with a simple observation. Fighting the media is perfectly acceptable if you're Prince Harry, but apparently not when you're Prince William. Now, if that doesn't sound like the setup to one of the most dramatic royal soap operas in history, I don't know what does. Let's break this down, shall we? It's a tale of two princes, the press, and the profoundly different ways each one has handled the unforgiving spotlight. Prince Harry, bless his ginger soul, has always been a little bit of a wildcard. From his cheeky days as a young royal, causing a ruckus in Vegas, who doesn't love a good royal scandal, to his passionate speeches about mental health and his relentless quest to expose the media for its abuse of his privacy, Harry has been playing the media like a finely tuned violin, albeit a very loud and very public one. Every time the press goes after him, he fires back, but with purpose. It's the, I'm going to expose you and you're going to hate it, kind of fire. And the public, oh, they adore it. He's the underdog who's not afraid to take on the big, bad media empire, and people are here for it. Harry's narrative isn't just a tale of royal discontent. It's the blueprint for how to fight back in a world where everyone else seems to be afraid of the consequences. But then, we have Prince William, the future King of England, sitting with his perfect hair, his ever so royal demeanor, and his very, very complicated relationship with the media. Let's be clear, William has been subjected to some level of press nonsense. Who hasn't? The British tabloids have been gunning for him ever since he was a teenager, magnifying his every move, but, well, there's a slight difference in how he's handled it. Whereas Harry has emerged as the, I'm ready to go to war with you, hero, William has mostly taken the, ignore them and it'll go away, route. And boy, has that been a ride. So, what happens when you put two brothers, each of them equally capable of throwing shade, in the same circus that is the royal media? Cue the drama. You see, Harry has taken a very personal stand against the media. It's not just about self-preservation for him, it's a matter of principle. He's watched the media tear down his mother, Princess Diana, and now he's determined that history will not repeat itself. Whether it's suing tabloids for defamation or speaking out in interviews about the devastating impact of media coverage on his mental health, Harry's mission has been clear: he's done playing nice. He's ready to burn the whole thing to the ground if that's what it takes. William, on the other hand, has historically opted for a more diplomatic approach. Not quite as fiery, not quite as in your face. He's always walked the line between, I'm the good royal, and, I'll just smile through it and maybe write a public letter someday about my concerns. There's nothing wrong with being the composed one. The future king, after all, has a duty to maintain the monarchy's image of calm, collected leadership. But here's the thing, sometimes, the world doesn't need calm and collected. Sometimes, the world needs a fire to burn the media's nonsense down. And Harry, well, he's been bringing the fire. It's all about optics, really. When Harry calls out the press, he's the voice of reason for those who've been fed up with media abuses. He's the one who is standing up for the common person who can't shout back at the tabloids. The public sees him as the champion of truth. But when William, the future king, steps up to the plate to criticize the media, it somehow feels more royally expected. It's like when your dad tells you to clean your room versus when your friend tells you to clean your room. One has authority, the other has swagger. William's attempts to push back against the media often come off as the reluctant leader, trying to maintain an image. The media's assault on Harry, in contrast, makes him the reluctant victim, someone who has to fight back out of necessity, not desire. And don't even get me started on the fact that when William gets a little too chummy with the media, oh yes, he's had his moments, people start to question whether he's playing both sides. Oh, there's the occasional public statement, but there's also the golf outings with media moguls, the strategic photo ops, the whispered comments to some journalists. For Harry, these cozy relationships with the press don't exactly make sense. His approach is like a bull in a china shop. making sure that the damage is visible. William's, a little more subtle. He'd rather just keep the media at arm's length, looking somewhat above it all, but it's left to speculation as to whether he's fully disengaged or perhaps just picking his battles a little too carefully. Is he really that upset with them? Or is he just waiting for the right moment to play the long game? Here's the thing that makes it all spicy. Both brothers have a genuine beef with the media, but they handle it in radically different ways. Harry's all, let's air the dirty laundry and make a statement, while William's like, let's maybe throw in a well-timed diplomatic letter that's vague enough to make people think I'm doing something. But, hey, that's royalty, right? Being stuck between a rock and a monarchy. But if we're being honest, the public kind of loves it when Harry calls out the media. There's an underdog vibe, the sense of the younger brother getting fed up with the constant press hounding and saying, enough is enough. Meanwhile, William, the public still sees him as the crown prince, the polished figure that the monarchy expects. When he tries to challenge the media, it's almost like watching a prince trying to wear a leather jacket and ride a motorbike. Good idea, but it just doesn't fit. So, why does fighting the media seem so much more okay when it's Harry than when it's William? Part of it has to do with narrative. Harry's underdog story works. The man's lived through the media's worst, and the public applauds him for standing his ground. But William's narrative, well, it's tied to the future of the monarchy itself. When he tries to publicly speak out, it's not just about his personal discomfort, it's about the kingdom, the institution, the legacy. And there's a subtle pressure that he must play by the rules of royal engagement, no matter how outrageous those rules might be. At the end of the day, it's the media's portrayal of the two brothers that makes it all feel a bit uneven. Harry's rebellious, fighting for what he believes in, while William, even if he's fighting for the same cause, just feels, well, like he's playing a royal game. But, oh, if there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that these two brothers have created a dynasty of drama that's more entertaining than the crown itself. So, while the media may have their favorites, and while William may try to play the role of the calm royal in waiting, Harry's the one we're all rooting for when the gloves come off.